Hi everyone, we are Emily, Lucy, Juma, Sven and Sergio, and we present you the topic of World Health Organization and its actions from 17th on.
Let's talk about the organization's most outstanding actions from the 70s to today. In 1978, the Alma Ata Declaration took place. It was the first international declaration emphasizing the importance of primary health care, where the organization set the goal of health for all. In 1979, the WHO declared smallpox eradicated, an infectious disease with hundreds of millions of deaths. In the beginning of the 1980s, the influence of the WHO declined due to the rising authority of the World Bank. This went along with budget shortages and organizational difficulties. The organization entered into a crisis that lasted for almost a decade, but could refashion itself in the early 1990s. In 1988, the WHO established the Global Polio Eradication Initiative, which reduced the number of cases by more than 99%. Finally, at its 50th anniversary, the organization could record a worldwide increased life expectancy and gains in child survival, but also saw the need to improve maternal health in the future. From 1990 to 2010, the WHO contributed to a 40% decline of deaths from tuberculosis. In 2003, the first global public health treaty was established with the Framework Convention on Tobacco Control. From 2001 to 2011, the Measles Initiative helped vaccinate 1 billion children in more than 60 developing countries. In August 2014, the WHO declared the spread of Ebola as a public health emergency. And on the 11th of March 2020, the Director General of the WHO declared COVID-19 a pandemic.
The World Health Organization has been criticized since its creation. Here they are some of them. Firstly, the impact of its private donors in its decision-making process. Its second most generous donor, Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, is accused of influencing the organization to promote vaccine instead of implementing prevention measures that are less expensive for poor developed countries. For instance, in 2009, with the financed development of H1N1 vaccine.
The WHO faces even more criticism. Their decentralized structure, with 6 considerably autonomous regional offices, led in the past to poor coordination to pandemics. This dysfunctionality lays bare that the WHO is an unnecessary complex organization with unclear lines of authority. Another challenge is the range of WHO's missions. Nowadays, the incredibly vast coverage of topics diminishes the operationality. That Taiwan is not represented in the WHO, even despite its successful efforts to contain the coronavirus, is yet another aspect to be criticized.
Looking at the legacy, one gets a better understanding about the huge organization the WHO has built in the past decades. Founded in 1948 after World War II, the institution is already 71 years old. Nowadays, operating in 150 field offices worldwide with 195 member states. The big flagship of the past was the World Health Report. The purpose was to inform and advise stakeholders about current international health topics and monitor the health situation in all member states. From a global perspective, the main achievements were the vaccines, especially for Ebola and yellow fever. Finally, in 2018, the budget of the WHO was estimated around $4.2 billion.
Our perspective. To prevent the similar scenarios in the future, member states might increase the investment in the WHO and give the capacity to act with more strength against upcoming pandemics in a quicker and more efficient way, considering the crucial effects of COVID-19. A possible scenario also could be that the member states will act on the recommendation of the WHO more heavily. Thank you.
On April 14th, the US President Donald Trump announced that he would stop the US funding for the World Health Organization. He justified this with the WHO's actions in the face of the actual crisis and accused the organization of severely mismanaging and covering up the spread of the coronavirus. The reduction in funding means a serious setback for the organization,